Hey, tax lien and tax deed investors out there. It's Joanne Musa, the Tax Lien Lady, and this is Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live, where I get to answer your questions about investing in tax liens or tax deeds. So, hello, everybody. Just say hello as you come in. Let me know what state you're in so that I know how to best answer your question, and bring your questions. Bring it on. What are your questions about investing in tax liens or tax deeds? What has been holding you back? What is preventing you from getting started? How can I help? Okay, so hello. Tell me, just say hello and let me know what state you're in so that I know how to best answer your question, and give me your questions about investing in tax liens or tax deeds. What is holding you back and how can I help? Okay. So say hello, guys. Let me know who's here, where you're investing, and bring me your questions. And Nicole, do we have questions from, you know what? I did get a question recently from YouTube about Indiana. Somebody was interested in the Indiana tax sales and they wanted to know about the OTC liens. If Indiana did OTC liens and how they could get involved. Well, hey, Ray, good to see you. Ray is a coaching client. We have a couple of Rays that come on these calls, but yeah, thanks for saying hello, Ray. Anyway, I was talking about Indiana because I had somebody ask me a question on YouTube about Indiana and OTC liens. And you guys that have been on my Facebook Lives that I do know that I'm not really a proponent of over-the-counter liens. And that's because, you know, a lot of gurus today, they'll say, oh, just go right to the county and get your liens right from the county. You'll avoid the competition, there's no bidding, and you'll get the maximum rate, or get a deed just for back taxes. And that used to be true years and years ago, but today there is nothing good left over at these tax sales. Yes, it is competitive, so competitive. There are thousands of bids sometimes on properties. And there's, you know, basically two reasons why people don't pay their taxes. One is they don't want to pay their taxes, and one is that they can't pay their taxes, right? So the properties that people can't pay their taxes for, those are the good properties that if they had the money, they would pay the taxes, right? Well, those properties get bid up at sale. And the properties where people don't want to pay their taxes because they're tired of paying taxes on a property that's not worth anything, those are the properties that get left over. And believe me, some of those actually even get bought at the sale. That's how competitive it is. And some people don't know what they're doing, and that's why they hire me as a coach, as their tax lien investing coach. So what are your questions for me? Okay, I'm just right now answering a question that I got on YouTube about somebody from Indiana who was asking about OTC liens there. And I will tell you that a lot of the counties in Indiana don't even sell them, because what they do yes, there are junk properties at the OTC sales. There are. In all states. But in Indiana, they basically, a lot of the counties don't have OTC liens, or if they do, the ones that they do have are definitely not worth it. And I will tell you why, because if it doesn't get sold in the sale, like right now is the season for the online and live tax lien sales in Indiana. So I'm a proponent of going to the live sale and buying there. Why not get first crack at these liens or deeds. Now, if it doesn't get sold at this sale, it gets certified to the commissioner and gets sold in the commissioner's sale in the spring. And they will sell this year's parcels first that were left over from this year's sale, but then they will sell the ones from the year before and the year before. Okay, so they will sell all those leftover tax liens from years prior. So the ones that do have OTC lists, it goes through all that before it gets on that list. And if it didn't sell, there is definitely something wrong with it. All right. So not a strategy that I like, not a strategy that I like. And I know Ray is not the only one here today. We have other people here, so say hello, let me know where you're from so that I know how to best answer your question. And what are your questions? What is holding you back? What is stopping you from getting started? I had another person who left a message on YouTube, because here's what happens. The replays from Facebook, there's a lot of people that aren't on Facebook, but they'll go to YouTube and watch the YouTube replays, because these Facebook replays, we also post them on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. If you go to youtube.com/Tax Lien Lady, that's my YouTube channel. Well, somebody also asked a question on there about the thing that's holding them back is they can't find the tax sale information. So one of the things I do for all my coaching clients is I give them access to something called tax sale finders, where they can not only find out about tax sales, what tax sales are coming up all around the country, but they can also actually get property reports. For my coaching clients, get 50 property reports a month. And I also show them how to filter the list so that they make it really easy. All right, so we do have a couple of questions here. Oh, okay, bye Ray, gotta go. Have a good day at work. And hi Diva, it's good to see you on here. And small counties, is OTC better than the large areas? I just don't do OTC. I don't think it's a good strategy. And so I don't do it. There are people that do it and they have success, but it's very time consuming because you have to be very careful doing your due diligence, because most of what's on there is junk. So, and it's kind of hard to give a pat answer to that, Dava. It depends on where you are. Like, what are you looking at? Deeds, liens, what county, what state? So it kind of, but so your question is, are small counties better than large counties for OTC? I just don't do OTC, but if you're in a state that doesn't have a lot of activity to begin with, then small counties might be better. But if you're in a state that's really competitive, I don't think it'll be any better. And some states, they just don't do OTC. Yeah, like in New Jersey, it's an act of God to get them to sell over-the-counter liens. Okay. All right, you're welcome, Diva. Okay, anybody else got questions? I know we have a couple more people on here, so say hello. Let me know where you're coming in from, where you're investing, and what are your questions for me, okay? Because this is Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live. Do this every Tuesday at 2 p.m. I will tell you though, next Tuesday is, let me check on the calendar here. I think it's my anniversary is next Tuesday, all right? I am scheduled to do Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live, but you guys, depending on what I'm doing for my anniversary, and if my husband gets off of work, we do plan on going down to Wildwood, but that depends on if he gets off of work or not. So depending on what I'm doing for my anniversary, I might do a pre-recorded video for you. Okay. What is the minimum due diligence to do on liens? All right, here's what I teach my clients to do. I show them the easy way to do it with tax sale finders, but What we do is we look at the property on a map, on a Google map, and the best on tax sale finders, you can see the boundaries of the property. All right, and that's important. We get the assessment data, the market data, mortgage data, if there is mortgage data, whether there's any environmental problems, and if it's a flood risk. That's the absolute minimum that we do. Okay. If it's land, we look a little bit more. We want to make sure, we got to check with the zoning officer, make sure you could build on it. We want to see that it's got road frontage, has access to utilities. But that's it. Now, if you can, I recommend that you actually drive by the property and look at it. But if you're doing this from a distance and you can't, you at least want to look at it on Google Maps. You want an aerial view, street view if you can get it. And you also, as I mentioned before, you want to get the assessment data. And you can even go on sites like Zillow or Realtor.com and get the market data for the property. What's it worth? Okay, that's the minimum. That's the minimum. Any questions about that, Deva? And I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I mean, Diva. I know last time I was calling you Diva, and I think that was the right pronunciation, Diva. All right. Yeah, for liens minimum, that's a lot. Yeah. You want to make sure, here's the thing, Diva, here's the thing. You know, gurus that used to be proponents of tax lien investing and telling everybody how great it was and going all around the world telling people to invest in US tax liens, they threw out this term and said it's government guaranteed, and everybody thought, oh, I'm guaranteed to get paid. No, nobody guarantees you'll get paid. What is your real guarantee? When they threw out that term government guarantee, all they meant was that the return on your money is guaranteed by government law. In other words, the amount that you're getting, your interest rate, is dictated by government law. All right, so it's not going to change with the market. That's what they meant, but they don't mean you're guaranteed to get paid. Your guarantee is the real estate. It's real estate guaranteed. So if the real estate isn't good, then that piece of paper you have, that tax lien, is no good either, right? I mean, it's good in that you can foreclose on the property, but then how are you going to get your money out if the property's not good? All right, that's why you have to do your due diligence. And we make it really easy. My coaching clients and I do it very easily with something called tax sale finders. Coaching clients get 50 property reports a month, so they get all that in a report on the property. And they get to look like through the properties. I show them how to filter the list, narrow down the properties to 50 or less that are in, and if it's a county tax sale, there might be thousands of properties in the sale, but we're going to narrow it down to 50 properties or less for them to do their due diligence quickly like that. Okay. All right, and I'm glad I didn't mess up your name too bad. Okay. All right, so who else is with me here? Who else is with me here? Okay, so what I want to let you guys know about is we have a master class Thursday. So Diva, if you are serious about investing in tax liens and you really want to see me do it with that, what I was talking about, what I use to do it quickly like that, and what I give my coaching clients access to, you want to see me do that? Thursday night, I'm doing a masterclass on evaluating tax sale properties. It's $47 to enroll in the masterclass, and you get access, lifetime access to the replay. So Nicole, if you're here, could you put the link to that in there? It's taxlienlady.com/tax sale success masterclass. And so, yep, Nicole just got here. Yeah, so Nicole, just put that link in there for the masterclass. All right. Hello, Wholesale for Holdings. Augie from California. Hello, found me last week and learning so far, so good. Thanks to the info. Good. Glad you like it. You want to see how to make due diligence really easy for tax sales? Join me Thursday night. So, Nicole, just put the link in there, taxlienlady.com/tax sale success masterclass. And that is Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. It'll be an hour and a half because it's a masterclass. It's not just an hour webinar. So I'll be doing some stuff on there. How do I find liens that bid from back taxes? Do you only buy those? Diva, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. So can you be a little more specific? Yeah, and don't wait until the last minute to enroll in that masterclass because we are going to shut it down before the masterclass starts. I will not be selling it after the masterclass is done. So come live or don't come at all. You will get the replay. We will be recording it. You will get the replay, but you've got to sign up now or ahead of time because once we have it, we're not going to take enrollments anymore. Okay. Oh, premium. Sometime I see what you mean. Now I get what you mean, Diva. You want to know where you don't have to pay premium for liens, well, I will tell you that in those states they bid other things. I like states where you bid premium and you get interest on your premium because you could put more money away and make more money on your money. Okay. The states where you don't bid premium, the states they bid down the interest rate or bid down percent ownership of the property, or some of them have like a random selection, which sounds great, but it's not because you have to do your due diligence on everything. All right. So for that, I would get my state guide and it tells you what's bid in every state. Do you have my state guide, Diva? Nicole, can we just put a link to the state guide so that everybody that's here can get the state guide? Put a link in the comments to the state guide. Oh, you have it. You have it. Okay, great. Yeah, so you could find out on there. It tells you for each state what gets bid. Great questions, by the way, great questions. But I like states that bid premium, like Indiana bids premium, and you get interest on everything that you bid. All the redeemable deed states, they bid premium, and you get interest on your entire bid amount. Or a penalty, which is even better, because then it doesn't matter if it redeems next month or next year. You still get the penalty, right? If it's an interest rate, then like for instance, South Carolina, it's interest and it accrues at 3% every quarter. So if it redeems in the first quarter, you only get 3%. If it redeems in the second quarter, you get 6%. And if it redeems after a year, you get 12%. Or in the fourth quarter, you get 12%. All right, Diva says, I thought that for deeds, it's better to go for deeds when the price is bid or based on back taxes. All right, Diva, most of the states will start at back taxes, deed states. Before I was talking about liens and redeemable deeds, because that's what I thought you were talking about. You were talking about liens. Now you're talking about deeds. So what happens with deeds is some states will start at back taxes, but it gets bid up from there. Now, just because it starts there doesn't mean it stops there, okay? But there, and in the state guide, it will tell you which states start at back taxes, and which states will start at the assessed value of the property or a percentage of the assessed value. There's only a couple that do that, which quite frankly are not worth going to because of that. Like Oregon is one of them, and Minnesota is one of them. And I don't know, off the top of my head, I don't know if there's any others, but it would be in that state guide. I already answered that question, Nicole, in the beginning. I talked about that. I answered that question about the over-the-counter liens in Indiana. We answered that. Okay. All right, so any more questions? Any more questions? Yeah, Nicole came late to the party today, my assistant Nicole, so she missed what I said in the beginning. So if any of you guys came in late and you missed what I said in the beginning, we answered a question about investing in the Indiana lien. Somebody asked about OTC liens, particularly in Indiana. And so if you want to hear what I said about that, just watch the replay to this video. It's in the beginning. Are you able to watch Thursday night when you sign up to the membership? Yes. Yes. Oh, thank you for asking me that question. Coaching clients and members get in for free to the masterclass. All right. I believe the Zoom link is in the members area. Right, Nicole? The Zoom link is in the, so when you log into the members area, you will see that. However, you need to sign up to be a member beforehand, because if you wait and do it the day of, you might not get in time to get the information. I mean, we're going to be sending out also, Nicole, we need to be sending out to all the members the information for them to get in on the workshop. Yeah, and Nicole's going to put that up today into the members area. So now the other thing I'm going to do, we have closed membership. Okay, we weren't taking any new members, but I think I will open it up today. So that's another thing we can do. Because if you go to the membership page, I don't know if it's available right now. Nicole, can you check it for me? Is the membership page available? If you go to taxlienlady.com/membership, is it closed or is it open? And yeah, let me know if it's closed or if it's open. Membership is closed or open. Because what we'll do is we'll open it up today so that anybody who wants to be a member and get access to the workshop. Now, members of Wealth Building Webinars do not get access to the workshop. Only members of the Tax Lien Profits Accelerator and coaching clients, because coaching clients also get membership to the Tax Lien Profits Accelerator. Okay, it's closed. All right, so we will open that up today. And Nicole, you could put the link in there for everybody and let them know it will be open. It's closed right now, but it'll be opened later today. As a matter of fact, as soon as we're done, I will go open it. All right, and I'm not sure how long I'm gonna let it stay open. Probably only until we do the master class. Or maybe I'll let it stay open a couple more days after that, but okay. Yeah, and just let them know in the comments too that we'll open it up in a few minutes. Okay. Any other questions for me? Great questions, guys. Great questions. So there's a lot here on the Facebook page, a lot of free stuff. I do a lot for free. So you can imagine what my coaching clients get because they get access to me. There's no other coaches. It's just me. We do group sessions. We were doing 2 group sessions a month. Now we're doing 3. So the price of the coaching will be increasing, almost doubling because it's so affordable, so cheap compared to what others in my space are charging for this. I charge a fraction, a very small fraction of what they charge. And you can still get in now at today's prices until Sunday. Sunday's the last day. And if you're interested in the coaching, you could go to getprofitabletexliens.com to find out about it. Yeah, Nicole, just put in www.getprofitabletexliens.com because that's an easy way for people to remember to get there. And then they can find out about the coaching. And if they have any questions, they can just email me at info@taxlienlady.com. Yeah, thank you, Nicole. All right, any questions? Last call. Any question? This is Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live, so I can only stay here if you ask me questions. Who's still with me? Let me know. Okay, so I've got a question for you guys. Have you invested yet in liens or deeds? If you've invested in a lien or a deed or a redeemable deed, I want you to put that in the chat. Put the word lien, deed, or R deed for a redeemable deed in the chat. If you haven't, just say not yet in the chat. Okay, Diva says, I'm confused about the difference between redeemable deeds and deeds. I know I can look it up, but I'm interested in hearing you explain the difference. Okay, all right. I will do that. Okay, so Augie says not yet. All right, so in some states, if you don't pay your taxes, they will just sell your property right out from under you. In where I live in Pennsylvania, they'll just sell your property right out from under you. In other states, they will sell your taxes to an investor, and you still have time to redeem the lien, and that's a lien. Okay, but there also is something in between called a redeemable deed. What is a redeemable deed? Well, at the sale, they are selling the deed to the property, except the owner still has a right to redeem. It could be anywhere between 6 months or a year. And the deed gets bid up at the sale, just like at a deed sale. Okay. But what happens is, if the property owner, the original owner, wants to redeem that, they have to pay everything and interest on everything that the investor paid or bid at the sale. Okay. Now, let's say there's a $5,000 back taxes owed. And it goes into the sale for $5,000 into a redeemable deed sale. And somebody bids that up to, let's say the house is worth $100,000. Somebody bids that up to $20,000. All right. But the owner, the house is worth $100,000. Maybe they have a lot of equity in it, and they're going to come up with that money and redeem. What do they have to come up with? They have to come up with 20. Well, depending on what state it is. If it's a state like Georgia that has a 20% penalty, they have to come up with 20% of the full bid amount. So if you bid $20,000, okay, that would be $4,000 in addition to the $5,000 back taxes. Now, what about the extra $15,000? Well, the county holds on to that, and the county will give that to the investor when the property redeems, in addition to the $9,000 that they get from the owner that is redeeming. So Diva, does that clear things up for you? Now that's just one state, Georgia. Now every state is different. Some states don't have a 20% penalty. Some states might only have a 12% penalty. Or it might be an interest rate. Like South Carolina, it's an interest rate, not a penalty. But what happens now in Georgia, you actually do have to foreclose if it doesn't get redeemed. But in the other redeemable deed states, you don't have to foreclose, you just apply to get the deed. Because you already bid for the deed. It's just not, you don't actually own the property yet until the redemption period is over. Generally, that's how it works, but each state that does it is just a little bit different. In Texas, for example, you're considered the owner when you buy the deed. And the previous owner still has a right of redemption, but you can take ownership. It's the only state that does it. It's the only redeemable state that does that, though. So every redeemable deed state can be a little bit different. And if the states that you want to know about, just read through the state guide. Okay, so any other questions? Last call for questions. But thank you guys, you're asking a lot of really good questions. And so Diva says, yes, so it's more expensive for the owner. Yes, it is. And it's harder for the owner. The more that it gets bid up, the harder it is for the owner to redeem the property. But it depends on how much equity they have in the property, as to whether they're going to redeem it or not. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right, last call for questions. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Well, not forever, but just for another week or maybe 2 weeks. If I'm not here on my anniversary next week. I was doing this only a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a month. Tuesday at 2 o'clock, Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live. And then I decided to do it every Tuesday. But sometimes Tuesday falls on a holiday, guys. And then we might not do it. So next week it falls on my anniversary, and it is my 36th anniversary. So I may not do it next week, just to give you a little heads up. But I still do in the mornings, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings, I do tax lien investing tips where I give a little quick training. I give you a tax lien investing tip each morning. Now, next week, I may be on vacation next week. So I might not I might do a pre-recorded one, or I might not do it on Wednesday. I might be traveling. If I'm not traveling, I will do it. And Thursday, I might do it as I will do it, but I don't know if I'll do it live. I might record it a little bit earlier on Thursday too. Next week's going to be a little tough for all the Facebook Lives, but I will do them. Okay. All right. So any other questions before we call it for today? All right. I don't see any other questions. So thank you very much. Thank you, Diva. Thank you, Augie, for your questions. And join me again. If I'm not here next week at 2 o'clock, I will be here the following week at 2 p.m. And I'll see you, hopefully I'll see you Thursday night in the masterclass. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. Bye.